Hello and welcome to the SmackDown Preview. I'm Adam Wilbourn from WhatCulture. Join my little jolly from WhatCulture here to look at tonight's Friday Night SmackDown. But before we get into it, if you're a fan of this sort of thing, make sure you subscribe to WhatCulture Wrestling on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, and YouTube. Where we do daily wrestling podcasts where we not only review SmackDown, but also RHIYO, the show formerly known as NXT 2.0. AEW Dynamite, pay-per-views, premium live events. We have interviews, roundtable discussions, and a roundup of the week, complete with a bloody good quiz, of course, on WrestleCulture. As I said, they're joined by Hamflett to look ahead to tonight's episode of Friday Night SmackDown.
I spent ages fixing that, and I've just saluted it out.
Knocked it over here. You know where they are tonight, don't you?
No.
It's going to start off on a good note. Tonight, SmackDown emanates from the American Airlines Center in Dallas, Texas.
Oh, my God. See, this is the thing, right? Like, arenas, the longer you watch wrestling, the more arenas build up lore and legacy and meaning and memories for a lot of people.
Memories.
And, you don't like to patronize folk, do you? Like Madison Square Garden comes around, and I don't like to get all, I'm 40, I'm relatively ancient in, terms of, the people that watch and listen. And I could name a Madison Square Garden memory moment, whatever, but there's so many of them that it's reasonable to suggest. Well, you can't just have one definitive one. It's the Garden. The Garden will always be the Garden. We all know that this venue is most famous and fondly remembered for Stand and Deliver 2020, NXT 2.0's first effort outside of the Performance Center.
Do we queue up outside to buy a ticket for that on the day?
On the day.
Not much of a queue, if I remember rightly.
Not much of a queue. Not much of a price, if I remember correctly. No. But it wasn't a... we literally couldn't justify doing it for work purposes because NXT was that low underground at the time. I think it was a day of decision, wasn't it? Of it's a nice time of day. Let's go to Stand and Deliver RHIYO. Very, very different time in many respects. We saw future world heavyweight champion. This was very much in his indie run, wasn't it? His cult run,
yes.
Gunther. This was kind of when he was sort of out making towns before his major label run. We were kind of the first guys, ground floor Gunther guys.
Is that the LA Knight match?
LA Knight and Gunther. Tony D'Angelo bidding farewell to Tommaso Ciampa before he as well had his little big main roster run. And now he's doing the retirement circuit, isn't he? Just different time. That was the building where Cody Rhodes, for the first time, laid out the template for what was ultimately going to be the story that you had to finish. Put the Dusty Rhodes image on the screen on the Raw after WrestleMania, after coming back at WrestleMania 38. It was 3 hours waiting for Roman Reigns to say, "Acknowledge me."
I was going to say, was it that show?
It was Cody Rhodes versus Kevin Owens in a dark match, which is sort of unique when you think about what became of their two characters as time went on.
And the typhoon, basically.
I went viral for weather.
Yeah.
I got picked up by actual weather outlets because there was such a bad storm that a siren went off and we got scared. It was brilliant.
Love Texas, man.
Dallas.
But it's a stacked show tonight. A lot to get into. It feels weird. I feel out of the loop, despite the fact I was obviously here last Friday. Definitely last Friday.
Oh, yeah, last Friday,
yeah. But I missed Monday. Therefore, SmackDown's epic 3-hour streak continues for me because I haven't had to talk about the Rumble, SmackDown, or last week's.
Well, you mentioned that, and I think we need to bring this up early, don't we? Everyone's tuning in for they want us to get to the meat of it straight away.
Yeah.
So naturally, we've done a minute on building lore, isolated mostly to us and our own memories.
Yeah.
But let's just get to it, shall we? We wanted this SmackDown preview to be able to sort of pay tribute to the other big streak that had been ongoing.
Yeah.
The United Strand getting his haircut at long last.
A Man United fan who'd promised not to get his haircut until they win 5 games in a row, and we went into Tuesday night's games.
Yeah.
With him 4-0.
They were on 2 and 3 right around the time SmackDown hit Perth, and this SmackDown unbeaten streak of great shows, unbroken, started without exception. And it had 3, and we debated at the time. It was this could happen, this could happen. And I said, just like I did in 2023. Now's the time. And Man United only won 3, and Cody didn't win the belt. And then we arrived on Tuesday, and it was WrestleMania 40, and I was like, you know what? Hands up. I was wrong the first time. Belt him up now. Don't screw this up, Manchester United. Belt the man up. Finish the story, and they didn't. They drew 1-1 with West Ham.
I think he's secretly happy about it, by the way.
I imagine that's the case. I want to... There's 2 sides to this story, right? Shout out to my cousin Nick, a Manchester United fan, and somebody who I think is one of the many Man United fans, and I firmly believe this guy is jinxing their run and kind of inadvertently making the conversation so much about him that it's trivialised something that, like, they can never become the Manchester United of old until they actually get back to being able to win 5 games in a row. Not an easy feat in football.
Well,
the easiest it'll ever be for Manchester United this season, in fact. If Chesterfield done it.
I don't think they would. Someone tweeted me the other day, because I'd mentioned this. Let's see if I can find it. About how long it was. I think it was when we were in the National League, to be honest.
Right, yeah. There are different times when it makes sense for teams to do it. Man United have never played less games in a season than they have right now.
Scratch that. It was this time in 2024.
Well, he should be a Chesterfield fan then, shouldn't he?
Shout out to Andrew Ebling, who tagged me in this. It was easy running, tough running games, actually. Altrincham, Woking, Southend, Eastleigh, Dagenham and Redbridge.
The Big 5.
The Big 5, yeah, that's what people are saying.
If anybody wants to let me know when Sunderland did it, I don't know. You'd have to delve into.
I did see someone ranking how long it's taken the Premier League teams to last win 5 games. I'll see if I can dig that out.
That'd be good. He didn't do it anyway. And much like if Cody didn't win the belt at WrestleMania 40, I feel like the knives might be out. He wishes the scissors were out, but I feel like the knives might be out at this point.
Here we go. Days since each Premier League team's last 5th consecutive win.
Love this.
Newcastle, Nicholas.
That will be April 2025.
304 days.
Wow. That's really good.
I know.
I didn't realise he had. I know he has had like a very good season.
Man United are currently on. When was this posted? Earlier on this week, 724 days. Most recent was 11 days for Chelsea, apparently, according to this. I assume that's taken into all competitions. Yeah. Sunderland, 1,792 days. But it could be worse. You could be Brentford. 2,048 days were the worst.
What's 1,000 in? That's like 3 years, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So again, that would be like we'd be looking at League One.
Oh, you're looking at 5 there, probably. It's 1,792.
Oh, well, yeah, League One. Stands up, doesn't it? Like,
just shy of 5 years.
Yeah, League One. Yeah. That's super impressive. I didn't know at Newcastle. That's really impressive. 5 Premier League wins.
Yeah, we've done it a couple of times.
Or maybe cups, I guess, as well, because you were on your cup run.
Yeah. No, it was 5 league wins, but in the build up to the League Cup final, because normally we either aftermath or build to the League Cup final. I can't remember which way.
So you would have been stacking up even
in fact,
more.
Aftermath, because we won it on the 16th of March, and everyone thought everything would go down the pan.
And it just sort of carried on.
And it just carried on, I'm pretty sure.
It's hard. It's really difficult to do. And now they're presumably going to have more games to play against harder teams, and it's going to get even harder. Here's the one little thing, right? So yes, there is definitely a contingent of Man United fans, and that seems to be growing, that are now like sick of it, and I get it. He is doing something nice.
Yeah.
He's donating the hair, isn't he?
Donating the hair. He's raised some money already for charity.
For that charity.
At the end of the day, he's not begging people to... He's just done this.
It's weird.
I don't think he ever thought he was going to get as big as it was.
No.
And, he's benefiting from it, obviously, on his, like, social media and stuff. But he's not, like, saying... He doesn't do a big thing of, like, like, the certain people online who, like, have to have a rant no matter what happens. Something's got to be wrong. I think it's harmless. I don't think if you're a professional footballer, you're like, oh, bloody hell, we've got to win this for the United strand.
No. I think from a fan perspective, though, I'm trying to think of, like, how
also, he lives in Spain, I'm fairly certain, so...
Also, it's tricky with it being Man United. I was just going to try and relate and say, like, if this was Sunderland in all those years, the comparison I came up with, I was talking with Sidge about this the other day. Do you remember... Like every club, and you would definitely feel this as a Chesterfield fan. I imagine, Nicholas, you would have experienced this. There is definitely a point where you feel like it cannot be any worse than supporting your team. Yeah. We all get very sort of like myopic in our views sometimes.
We almost suffered a triple relegation when I was first starting at WhatCulture.
There will be, and like everything's in context. I'm not going to shoot on, like, for example, an Everton fan having never seen their team like relegated from the top division suddenly come close to it. Just one example. You only know the context of what you've had. I think Liverpool have never finished below 8th in like 100 million billion years. So the idea of that happening to them would be crisis. Like, do me a favour. But nonetheless, like, nonetheless. And I could sound privileged now as a Sunderland fan, somebody that's listening, if you're a supporter, you know, of a club like a Bury or something that went out of business, and that's a Phoenix club or whatever. There was a graph that did the rounds at Sunderland's expense that was from 2010 to 2020, if you recall. That was a moving line graph of who'd scored more goals, Sunderland AFC or Lionel Messi. Like, one single player. Like, if you'd had a season ticket to Sunderland in that decade, of which I did at the very, very start of it, like, you were guaranteed to have seen less goals than a single football player. And, like, what was great about that was obviously an element of it was just put over how prolific Lionel Messi was. But you know that some data guy would have had to go through the clubs to make sure there was one that this would have definitely worked for. You can't have a team that's just going through a slump, because then the graph goes like that when they fix it. It's like, no, they've been crap this long and they're going to stay crap.
It needs to be a decade.
Yeah, like they're rubbish and they're definitely not going to get any better. Worse, if anything. And it was like, and what, like the statisticians were devastated when so this was coming into like 2018, 2019, and we'd got relegated out of the Premier League in like pathetic fashion. And then that run of form just continued in the Champions. There was never, ever even a sniff of a turnaround. If you watch Sunderland Till I Die Season 1 on Netflix, like Chris Coleman gets the job, a lovely bloke off the back of like Wales' kind of historic run, and like lots of optimism, and even he doesn't turn it around. He's a married man with 6 kids, don't call him a prick. Like, it does nothing to arrest this slide. It is proper rot, and you have to find rock bottom before you can, you know, and it's just like the statisticians are rubbing their hands together because they're like, oh no, the League One thing is going to bring an end to this silly bollocks we found. It can't get any worse, can it? It can. Like, we fall through that trapdoor into the League One, and it's only in League One when we finally like turn it. And it's like Christmas in League One. They've done it. They've scored more than one player.
We finally found our level.
The first of our 4 seasons in League One. It's not we're flying back out of there.
No. That's why I heard a Spurs fan the other day saying, you know what, I hope we get relegated. That'd really sort us out. I don't think you realise what it's like down there.
I hear like Newcastle fans say it now because they had 2 good seasons in it. They used to be us. We used to yo-yo and you'd win it and it was brilliant and it was sort of this almost, not risk-free, but the longer we'd spent in the Premier League, like the 10 years.
Nice trip, isn't it? Trip to...
Yeah, all that kind of
championship
patronising, hair ruffly stuff. It can go that way, but like it goes wrong probably more now. Like you look at even this season alone, like you look at the relegated clubs and how difficult a run they've had of it. And like it was Coventry last season who were right there with us, and they're the ones up until recently who have like been flying, you know. I love the Championship, but it is brutal.
Yeah.
It is like such an unforgettable. It can be really fun when you're taking the piss out of it. Like we got 107 points this season. Come on.
Come on.
That was unbelievable. Come on, guys. Try. 107 points.
It's easy.
But like when it's rough on you, it is unrelenting. Maybe that United strand guy, like it would have been better for him if like they got relegated last season in that weird Spurs like off they were having. Like if they'd have just gone down, he'd have wrapped it up by August, wouldn't he? Like,
or if they could win any cup games as well.
Yeah, they'll be back in business next season. It gets trickier for him.
Yeah. What I was going to do is get through the summer in Spain in the interim.
You could friendlies count. Just like...
I'm fairly certain he's going to start pushing for that if it keeps going. But yeah, SmackDown tonight is genuinely really exciting. Stacked card.
Yep.
We're looking ahead to Elimination Chamber, obviously. I will circle back to Drew McIntyre at some point during all this. And we've got 2 big title matches. Where do you want to start, actually, with all this?
I really want to start with the men's Elimination Chamber qualifier because they have...
Oh, my God.
Well...
Sorry, Nicholas.
Might as well wrap this one up now. Ain't going to make a penny.
Right, I'll put a bleep on. Sorry, Nicholas.
Sorry, Nicholas, and sorry, Lou.
Let's leave it on. See how long.
Yeah.
How long we actually can get away with.
You would think for a man who had so many women in his life, he would be a bit more chill about the usage of his advertising of the women he had in his life.
Yeah.
Like he was the one that wanted to tell everybody that he was screwing around so much, and then suddenly other people like to trumpet that for him, and he's like, "Whoa!
Why is this all over town?"
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen you make the movements that your body just made before there to try and turn that off. That was
It's like,
really
well,
funny.
for a split second, I genuinely thought, where's that coming from?
Both your legs came out like a cartoon character. I was like,
What culture have been served papers because Sandra and Rita are again livid about their names being made mud by Mr. Bega.
I feel like before that happens, Call Me Al's going to be knocking on the phone. Like,
Oh, I'm astonished that has not.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about him.
Yeah.
Right, let's start. Yeah, Cody Rhodes
Hit a
versus...
button with the other four Mambos on.
sorry, Paul.
Sorry.
Yeah, did he have 4 goes at it? And none of them were very popular. And then he's like, right, Mambo number 5, last chance.
I think it's one of them situations. You know when like I know wrestlers lie, I know they're workers, and that's fine. But you know when like Ric Flair was like, yeah, how many have I shagged? Probably 5,000. And then somebody was doing the maths and it was like Hulk Hogan's time travel wrestling calendar. And it's like not possible. I think Lou Bega's got 4 prior Mambos where he's just naming different women.
Okay.
Like he was like,
I'll look into it.
so like Mambo number 2 would have just had like a different set of names of the lovely ladies that he's,
Lovely ladies.
you know, met.
So did the previous one go 1, 2, 3, 4?
Yeah. So the first one just asks 1, and then he just starts listing women.
1, Rita.
Why wasn't it a hit? Like, it was like, why does this not fit in with like the standard sort of chord progression and like pattern of lyrics and stuff? I can't get to a bridge. Actually, we should say it's a stage chat, but like, I can't get to the bridge and chorus without this.
He's fizzing about that, isn't he?
It's good, isn't it? There's a lot of love for
Angela,
bridge
Pamela, Sandra, and Rita does sound like more aunties than...
That's who are we to judge?
Yeah.
Maybe he was a speed dater of the elderly. He doesn't talk specifically about like the
Rita, she had a hot pot in Coronation. Is that who he's talking about?
She had a hot pot in Coronation Street,
Yeah.
but she had a hot bot when Lou Bega saw her. That was Betty that made the hot pot.
Betty.
Show some respect for the
Rita, yeah,
for the
Rita's
she had the
redhead,
cabin. She had the news agents. Come on.
Got in her cabin, is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
So
Maybe he did. Norris wanted to. They never said it out loud.
Norris is a dog, that's why.
They never said it out loud, but you could tell. You could tell. Like, Norris just thought, Norris was not to be sort of like he was playing the averages. He was like round that table and he was thinking, well, who's going to go first? Like, probably Emily. I've got Emily, Deirdre, Ken, and Rita. As I continue, the odds are getting sweeter. Like, they're all going to go at certain points, and he's got to be looking around that table thinking,
I got Fred and Ashley and Dev and Rita.
it's always Rita.
He's getting it. So, yes, Cody Rhodes versus Sami Zayn versus Jacob Fatu for a spot in the Elimination Chamber. What have we got? Randy Orton and LA Knight in there already.
This is brilliant.
Yes.
We've talked about a few matches on various pods, WWE and AEW of late, where a TV match is set in such a way where you can't pick the winner, and that's a good thing.
Yes.
And then we all collectively worry about Debbie Deeks, about DQ. But can any of these get DQ'd in a triple threat, Wilbourn?
Yeah, perfectly legal, I believe, in
This
the words
is
of
it.
Michael Sidgwick.
So they can't really get themselves out of a finish here. They can get themselves out of a clean finish, but they can't get themselves out of a result.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody's got to win. And you can make great arguments for all of them.
For 2 of them, yeah.
Well, no, let's do this, right? And right, I know that you have gone a classic Wilbourn abandonment. Like,
I don't want to book you anymore.
it is real. Like, I understand the idea that like you can gradually like somebody less, but the manner in which you've abandoned Sami Zayn is incredible. Like, it's quite remarkable.
He's going to win the Money in the Bank this year, at least.
It's remarkable to the extent that it makes me worry about our friendship, because like I sort of think, that you really form these bonds with people, and you know that like that's the older you get, especially, that's never going to go away. And then what you've done to Sami Zayn makes me question that.
Well, I will say this: if you call my wife at 3 a.m. again, I'll drop you.
I am.
You heard about this,
Oh,
Nicholas?
I've heard about it.
I was so stressed about this. I called Mrs. Wilbourn at 10 to 4 in the morning on a school night. And the worst of it, the absolute worst of it, is that I only discovered this at like 7:15 the next morning. So like no act of contrition, no sort of immediate apology call, anything like that. I'll tell a story. Every morning, like on my commute into work, every morning on my commute into work, I ring my wife because she's slept in. I'm like the last alarm to make sure that she's up.
Just trying to piss off everybody's wife this weekend.
Yeah, I'm like, well, what is it there?
So like Valentine's tomorrow, so you can make up for that.
Yep, going out with my mate. He's got a wife as well, it's fine. Then they know better.
There we go, another one to the list.
They know they're married.
He's blamed that one on you. Sorry, I said we had to.
100% I've been thrown under that bus. I know this, right?
And every other weekend he said, no, it's got to be the 40.
Yeah, he bollocked me in the WhatsApp. Show me them. No. Anyway, I learned something this week. Yeah, so I ring my wife roughly the same time on my commute just to wake her up. And I do that by going into my like recent calls. It's like it's just quicker than going to my phone, but for whatever reason, it's must because it's always open. And it's mainly her I speak to on the phone, so it's just her name is always right there. Click, ring her, whatever. She's not top of the list. Anna Louise Wilbourn is. I'm thinking like Adele's mostly the person I call, especially with like actual phone. Remember the odd WhatsApp call, but shoot phone. Not many people. What? 351. And it got answered. It's real bad. This is real bad. 2-minute call. And then I realised that what's happened is I've gone to sleep with a headphone in. I fell asleep with a headphone in, listened to a podcast. And I have learned now that my headphones can make, if you're like a high-powered businessman, you can, it's not even got a button. It must be like the touchpad on the side of my headphone.
Yeah.
Can like, I don't know if the cameras will see this. I'm like turning like that on this headphone, turning like in a...
Oh, sorry, we didn't get that. Just keep doing it.
Yeah, clockwise fashion.
That's going to
round the old earbud.
Stuff, get right in there.
Round the old earbud, and it can cycle through your contacts, and then I guess one more press, and it makes the call, all right? Which if you're, I don't know, on a jog and you've got a high-powered business meeting, that's probably perfect, isn't it?
Why does it have to be a high-powered business meeting?
Yeah. I don't want to offend any more people on this podcast, but aren't you a bit of a wanker if you're calling people with your Bluetooth headphones? I don't know. Anyway, I think it looks a bit wank. Personally, it wouldn't be for me. Anyway, I think I've fallen asleep and been having high-powered businessman dreams, head down on the headphone, and then at some point I've gone like...
Mode out.
So sideways mode out. Sideways asleep mode out. Gone down to... Anna Louise Wilbourn in the A's of my phone book, made the call. The relief I felt when he sent me the message back saying she slept through it. Mm-hmm. Because in that moment, I was thinking, right, that's either woke her up with total confusion, like, I don't ring you guys ever. So that would be a pretty big, oh, Christ, what's up with Hamflett? What's going on here? So the first thing she would have done would have been woke you up, right? That's if the loud phone, potentially in my head, hasn't woken Eric up and caused all sorts of hell.
Word.
I was stressed physically stressed on this train about this. So your text of like, yeah, she missed it completely. So what I haven't brought up with you, and this feels like the perfect time, that 2-minute call must have gone through. Did that just leave a voicemail?
I didn't realise until now that's, so I'm going to go, if I can bring that in on Monday, I will.
Just me like snoring and farting or something.
Just booking the Fed in your sleep.
That would be the best. If I've slept talk a WrestleMania build, because it is on my mind at the moment. I have had WrestleMania dreams.
Just at the moment, is it?
Yeah. It's that time of year, Nicholas, isn't it?
Spoiler, it'll just be you snoring.
It'll be me snoring. But I have been having WrestleMania-related dreams. Vegas-related dreams.
No. Get in trouble if I press it again.
Not yet. But really soon.
And to get to Vegas, you have to win the Elimination Chamber.
Thank you. That gets us back to this. Cody Rhodes. Let's start with him. We're going to do all three. This is a massive match. Cody Rhodes. He wins by pinning Sami Zayn, because at the moment, anyone and everyone pins Sami Zayn. Wilbourn hates him. Or he pins Jacob Fatu, and that's significant because, like, yes, he's not beat him in a singles match. Yes, it could have happened for any number of reasons, but Cody can, like, do that thing where he's like, WrestleMania, Jacob, rear view. I've got what I needed. Like
Here's
this,
the review.
if you want. Like, this will never bother me again. This Jacob Fatu thing that was happening is dunzo. Yeah, all that, right? And obviously that'll come back to bite him. So that's the scenario A. And Cody goes into the Elimination Chamber with Randy Orton, his good friend. But, like, how's that going to play out? Whatever. And Cody, that's a big deal. Cody in the Elimination Chamber is a big deal. Scenario 2, Jacob Fatu wins, right?
I won that one, by the way. Jacob Fatu.
Well, this is it, right? He pins Sami Zayn because Wilbourn hates him, or he pins Cody Rhodes because they're in the middle of this big rivalry, and that is massive, and then you are really into slump City Jones for Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
That is a story within a story, that Cody Rhodes isn't just this, he's not just this character that now needs to find a way to WrestleMania. He's a guy that is actively failing in his quest to do that. You got like two separate things there, while like Drew smiles along in the background. You know, we'll get to him later. Is WWE's apparent method with him at the moment. So that's Jacob Fatu. Again, fascinating. 3, Sami Zayn. Wilbourn hates him. However,
Don't hate him.
because of the Cody Jacob like constant violence, tension, anger, like driven to the point of distraction, brawling that's going on between the two, the desire to become WWE champion, which is what I like. The idea is like their eyes are on the prize, but they're getting diverted into one. That's how you book top line stuff when you're not putting them into the title picture. That could be the route to one of these two getting pinned, couldn't it? Sami Zayn,
Oh, absolutely.
this last gasp opportunistic win when all hope was lost, when he was the guy, when he was like the Snoopy character last week, walking through the locker room, head down, like sad, like Sadie Zayn, like this is the way back. This is the way that he's like kind of almost fallen backwards into the Elimination Chamber, where out of nowhere he's seen an opportunity when it seemed as if none were forthcoming. Like, he doesn't need to win it. There are 5 losers in that match. You know, so he could be a loser. Don't worry, Wilbourn. He could be a loser again.
Just because he's not a loser tonight.
Yeah. What great booking. Like,
Do you think Drew gets involved in this, by the way?
well, my big worry is that he does, and he does in such a way that them bastards, Road Dogg and Co, throw it out. And, like, the idea is that Cody and Jacob's rivalry has meant that, like, it's cost them both. And Sami Zayn, Sadie Zayn, is such a loser that he's lost out by default. You know, like Drew does something like attack them before the match. You know, so they can't even get to the ring.
Okay.
They have borrowed this already. They've borrowed this 1997 thing where Bret Hart and Sid's main event kept getting broken up by the two of them getting attacked. It was a ratings ploy. Raw just gone to 2 hours, and it was opening the show. And then Bret got attacked by Steve Austin. And then so they're like, we'll do it at the top of the hour. Definitely, it does shove at Nitro. It's top of the hour, definitely. And then they get attacked again. And it's like, oh, bloody hell, we're going to have to stick some in the main event. And that was, you know, like, it happened last week with Drew McIntyre's promo. They knew we wanted it. And they kept being like, well, we're desperate to give you it, but you just keep getting beaten up. Like, what if this match keeps getting put off because Drew just keeps getting into fights with people to the point where, like, they can't run it. It's deemed, like, SmackDown GM can't remember his name, just, like, throws his hands up and being like, I told you to keep your emotions in check, and you can't even do it for this big match. You're out of here. And they have to run like a new 3-way next week in its place or something. I would hate this.
Or like add all 3 of them in to the chamber and make it like they did like a 7-man chamber one year, didn't they? Because they had a 3-way to start.
Everything got weird for a bit. 2018, I think it was.
Like, we have to find a way to get Elias into this match. Let's make it a 7-man chamber.
Because there's an absolute belter of a Elimination Chamber qualifier on Raw, right? Gunther, Javon, and Dirty Dom is fabulous, right? Like, but if you put all of them in, and all of a sudden that match became for the last spot?
Yeah, it would be in theory.
No, we don't have theory in it.
But Jay's still got a qualifier as well.
Okay,
So
yeah.
I don't think we know what that is, but he was
So
mentioned.
he's been named for it.
Funny if he didn't get it now, because those 3 just...
It just, they have to delay long way around. It's really, really fascinating, and they kind of have to deliver on something here.
Who are you picking? Cody's the obvious one, isn't he?
Yeah.
Do Cody, and then we'll work it out afterwards.
I'll go with Cody. I think, because
I'll definitely not go with Sami. I'll go Jacob then.
if he's
Just to make it interesting.
if he's not on the card in a formal fashion, they kind of have to do the thing where he almost like breaks into it.
Yes.
which is fine. But what's not good, but it's very apparent that WWE don't know, which is why we don't know. Like, it's fun to speculate, but what we are clearly speculating on is a very moving picture right now.
Well, this is going to be my question, and it might be a question I keep asking every single week on this podcast. Will Drew McIntyre make it to WrestleMania as a champion? I mean, I'm not doubting that he's going to be there or involved or whatever. It's mad to think, the reports coming out today as well, that on SmackDown, which I think has vastly improved. I think people who actually watch it regularly would agree with that.
Yep.
Certainly since the turn of the year. But it's mad to think that at the show of shows, right now, they're a bit like, I don't know what to do with both world titles.
Mm-hmm. So, Drew and the WWE title in WrestleMania, my head says yes, he will go into WrestleMania with this belt. My heart is making like one of those brain rot monosyllabic noises. It's just going, rah, because I don't want it, but it would be so wild to flip the title again, top potato that bitch around WrestleMania again, going back to 1997. Like, Sid, Shawn, Brett, Sid, go home, steel cage match to determine what the WWE title match was going to be. Like, I know I keep saying this.
This is the WWE title.
Yeah. I mean, it was then too, but there was only one then. Now there's, Punk and Roman of overnight have turned the Seth belt.
Title sorted.
They've turned the Seth belt into the proper one. Have they done that? Like, I am almost in favour of insanity here, chaos.
Me too.
Drew McIntyre, if he takes it in, let's make the road to WrestleMania for him weird and janky and MJF adjacent in that he's suddenly Damien Priest, what? Like, or these random, he's got to deal with challenges of the week to try and like enhance his credibility, but basically all of a sudden the WWE title is this anything can happen belt. Meanwhile, there is a genuine feeling of a fight with the chasing pack, not just for the WWE title, but for that WrestleMania spot. Cody Rhodes, Jacob Fatu, Sami Zayn, Gunther, Randy Orton, like, and the names can go on of people that you could credibly insert into this picture, not just to be the WWE champion in kayfabe, but to get a pretty massive spot in reality because of an acknowledgement that what have we left ourselves with here? Like, I've really flip-flop on this. The Drew promo last week had me thinking this is done. This is in the pit where we're down a well here and we can't get out. But then the more I sort of dwell on it, the more I'm enjoying on a personal level the almost limitless potential of it.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? It's, by the way, sorry, I just want to say this, by the way. I am enjoying that while also acknowledging it is one of several big reasons why this WrestleMania is not drawing at the gate at the moment.
That's what I was going to say. Do you think they're going to look at this and go like, ooh, and we need Cody on the card, obviously. He's Cody, one way or another, but would another match with Drew get us back on track? I mean, the answer is, of course, just to bring The Rock back. That solves everything. But if they're not doing that, like, as of right now, if you're saying to me, all right, Adam, what do you think they do? Not what do you want to happen.
Yeah.
What do you think they do to try and arrest this slide? It's Drew costs Cody's qualifier tonight. Jacob gets in.
Mm-hmm.
SmackDown GM, can't remember what his name is, goes, right, we're not having that. One more match between the two of you on a big show. I don't know, presumably they'll have a Saturday night's main event.
Yeah.
In the
or a
interim.
massive SmackDown main.
Or a
Like,
SmackDown
they changed the belt on SmackDown.
Cody wins it back. Randy wins the chamber. Not what I want, but I could see them doing it.
Look, there's a reason our current WWE champion has never been nicknamed Draw McIntyre. Like, he's just not that guy. And even when he's approached being that guy, it's been down to circumstances, the pandemic, his opponents, Roman Reigns, CM Punk, like the location, Clash at the Castle in Cardiff, and Clash in Glasgow the other year. There have been very specific ways in which Drew McIntyre has been our guy, but WrestleMania historically needs the guy. And it's not the only reason why WrestleMania is not like moving big numbers currently, like 30,000 each.
30 something, yeah, Andy was saying earlier.
Like, it's not enough for like a big Vegas stadium. And it's Drew McIntyre cannot be held responsible for that. This is not me doing that. But very ironically, actually, we've had very similar conversations about Sami Zayn recently, haven't we? Like, something felt off about his return to Montreal, which made you think, have they not killed the town with him, but have they, like, was the moment at which he was at that, like, maximum potential as a WWE title contender back in 2023 rather than now? And can we ever get that back? Drew McIntyre, the conversation is not that different around Drew McIntyre. And I know sometimes the belt actually can make the man.
Yeah.
And the longer you have a title and the more you defend it, the more people can kind of get used to it. And like, I would argue an element of that was the case with Roman Reigns. It's easy to think that he came back and he was instantly the tribal chief and everything was great. That was not the case.
No.
Like, it might not have stuck. It might not have, like, taken. Because there was all of this hangover from the Roman Reigns of all the years that nobody wanted him pushed. So it can and does take time. I just think the timing is not great for Drew McIntyre here. Like, the time you need to take to establish a champion can't really happen on the road to WrestleMania, can it?
No.
Like, the poster's got to look right, the marquee's got to look straight. WWE didn't, and again, every comparison to Drew feels unfair at the moment, but then at the same time, does it? Like, WWE didn't even have faith in in Survivor Series to not keep the belt on Jinder Mahal. You know, when they when they had that Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar got and cut that promo, and like, what? Like,
it's an easy night's work, isn't it?
Like, it was manifesting that AJ Styles would defeat him and create a good match.
Yeah.
Before it even happened. Like, and as you've done there, really, CM Punk and Roman Reigns' promo to Drew McIntyre's failed clapback has manifested a series of scenarios in which Drew McIntyre has to lose the WWE title. And then all of a sudden, when you see about numbers being down and like WrestleMania being there, and there are, again, loads of reasons, all it does is enhance that need. It sort of creates that, like, as you say, the writer's room having to come together being like, we need to clear up what this WWE title match is going to be. We need to let people know that if they're going to night one, which we can assume it's going to be night one, that they're going to get something worthy of a main event slot on that night. God forbid we give the match to the bloody women. Like, we need to let them know that if the WWE match is taking place on one of the undercards, they're going to be happy with it. They're going to be content with it. It's not just going to be Drew McIntyre and Cody Rhodes again in a feud that, for the most part, underwhelmed when it was taking place anyway.
Fair.
There's a lot of problems that are not just Drew McIntyre based, but he happens to find himself at the center of it because he's the one heavy as the head, as Cody Rhodes used to say when it was like way more of a storyline device than an actual real life problem that Drew McIntyre now finds himself in. Like,
well, at least we can, take our minds off that by turning our attention to the women's title on SmackDown. Oh God, what's happening there? Now, I will say, before we get to the Elimination Chamber qualifier and discussions about what happens with that title at Mania, title match tonight, great. Jordynne Grace, Jade Cargill, WWE Women's Championship. Excited for that. The match, personally, I would have had on reserve if Bianca Belair's not ready, but that's where we are right now. And hey, WWE aren't averse to having rematches, I suppose.
No, rewind the tape back 10 minutes. This doesn't get a finish, I don't think. I would love any actual result here. I would love Jade Cargill to beat Jordynne Grace and how Jordynne Grace rebounds from that and responds to it. And characters are so much more interesting when you can have them deal with things that have actually occurred. It makes the defeat feel like it matters. It makes Jade Cargill's WWE title reign feel a bit more consequential, that she's actually beaten a major player in Jordynne Grace. Has she defended a title on TV at all yet? I can't recall.
She's barely wrestled. She's Andy was telling me she had about 7 minutes of action, apart from, they had that tag match, didn't they, obviously?
She did the houses against, was it Michin?
Yes.
Maybe the injury, like unfortunate injuries and stuff.
B-Fab and stuff, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Chelsea Green's broken her ankle, hasn't she?
Is it broken?
She tweeted, ankle breaks, spirit prevails.
Oh.
Nation watched in horror as resilient president finished wrestling match on live TV.
Do you know what that was from? I think. Did you watch the three-way last week?
Yes.
I think it must be from that Coast to Coast.
Can everyone stop doing Coast to Coast,
It's
please?
the new, neck bump or pile driver, isn't it?
Who is it? Is Javon do one?
Yeah, I mean, Javon could go coast to coast to coast and still have air spare. Let's come on. Javon Evans is allowed. Rob Van Dam, if he believes in it, and Shane McMahon.
Yeah, the big three.
No, that's not ideal for Chelsea Green. That's a shame. She'll be very, very missed on this show if she's out. I would personally, by the way, have her miss 0 TV time, and I would get her in the Chelsea Green presidential wheelchair, however they want to spin this. Britt Baker, remember she had the wheelchair for a bit. Was it an ankle injury or something?
Yeah, that sounds right.
wrestling's done a really good job of this in the past. I don't think Chelsea Green needs to miss, unless she wants to, but in terms of her recovery, this character doesn't need to go anywhere. I would make her the first good assistant to the general manager in history.
Okay.
You know how she... I wish I
should
could
definitely host Mania if she can't work it.
Yeah. You know how she can never remember... Well, I can never remember his name, but she can't either because she seems to call it like an extended version of his name.
Mm-hmm.
She always seems... Actually, she's on SmackDown. This is weird. So I don't understand this, right? Because she's always on SmackDown and she's always trying to get like our producer's attention. She walks in like SmackDown GM's office. She's always like, "Excuse me, Nicholas."
Weird.
Game recognised game.
I agree. But I don't know what she says that to him. Anyway, like, she'd be pretty...
What was that? That just hit him. Did you see that? See the flash in his eyes?
The new NXT general manager,
Don't.
Chelsea Green, who's basically the best possible hire for Ethan Page.
Don't tell me with a good time.
Now we're talking things that'll draw for WrestleMania.
yeah. So you don't think we're getting a finish tonight?
Nope. Brawl, weapons rematch within the next 2 or 3 weeks, maybe a Saturday night's main event.
That's a good idea, yeah.
It'd be fine. Like the match, I'm quite looking forward to the match. They've shown flashes and glimpses of chemistry that suggest to me that Jade Cargill getting to like sell without having to relinquish too much dominance, I think is probably where that character needs to be.
I like
right
the
now.
idea of Jade. She eventually can win. I think she's carrying the title into Mania, obviously, but I like the idea of the story being told of her suddenly realising, oh, someone else who can match me power for power.
Yeah, somebody on my level, that kind of thing.
What the hell's happening at Mania with this belt? We've got this qualifier tonight. It's Alexa Bliss, Giulia, and Zelina.
Yeah.
There's only one winner there for me. Although Giulia might be with the shout.
Giulia's found a bit of form lately.
Who else we got? We got Timothy Stratton and Rhea Ripley, of course, who qualified for that match.
They're also doing, she fell short last week in the tag match with like 2026 work rate hero Kiana James.
Yes.
She's on a run at the moment. But Kiana James keeps talking up that she's going to be a multi-champion. She didn't win the tag belts with Giulia, but she said, she being Giulia, is going to win the Elimination Chamber and she's going to add more gold to a collection by fighting for the WWE title. I think Giulia will win this. Do I know is Alexa going to win it? Alexa's won the first Women's Elimination Chamber. They can lean on that lore a little bit.
Who was in the match with Tiff?
Last week, Chelsea Green and Lash Legend.
Lash. So Charlotte still could qualify as well.
Yeah. And then you could put Alexa and Charlotte in. Tough one.
Alexa,
I'll stick with Giulia, I think.
Alexa, Charlotte, Rhea, and Io, potentially.
Well, you see, I think we're onto something with our multi-women's tag. I think, however, I know they've got all this confusion over the WWE women's title, and I don't know Bianca's health, but I do have a feeling that's why they're keeping Rhea Ripley in supply, because Rhea Ripley, Jade Cargill for the WWE title.
Bad fallback, is it?
Pretty good, isn't it? So, like, I think at the moment they're hedging their bets a little bit with this. I don't know what the Bianca Belair situation is. WWE presumably will. But if they can deliver that match, my gut says they'd want to do that. They'd want to deliver it now. Because you're running out of steam with Jade Cargill as a champion. It's not really taken. It kind of feels like the knives are out for a little bit. Somewhat unfairly, because she can only do what she's booked to do.
Yeah.
You know? And she's been a bit let. There's a sort of a comparison with Chris Statlander.
They started well in terms of like, I just have her come out, wreck everyone, winning,
scaring the division and stuff, and
then it was just like it wasn't there.
Yeah,
like, right. Well, that's not the same as just winning in 2 minutes.
So there, there's a little bit of a comparison to Statlander where you.
But I think it has been affected by
you have to take some of the blame off the performer in these situations. But if she's given this program now with Jordynne Grace and it doesn't connect, then you're thinking, oh, really, like, have we done everything we can do here with this character? So I think they're holding on for Bianca, presumably. If that's not an option, Rhea Ripley becomes a great second choice.
Of course, the way they could get into that tonight is, she has whatever happens with, because I think Cody Jacobs Sami's the main event, despite the fact this is the women's title, maybe top of the hour, for example. You could have that. It gets thrown out or whatever. Or, just earlier on in the show, it's 3 hours. I've just remembered. So you got 2 top of the hours you can work with.
Top of which hour?
You could have a bit where she's walking backstage and she passes on her way to the ring Rhea Ripley, because RHIYO are on this show, of course, defending the tag titles.
Of course, that's tonight, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is stacked. Stacked down. It's back down. Yeah. Well, this is the thing. This is what I was going to lead to. Sorry. I thought I was pretty sure last week that Lash and Nia were going to win the belts tonight.
Okay.
However, this latest round of nobody knows what the hell they're doing it's made me question that. It feels safer to keep the belts on Rhea and Io for now, because if you suddenly need Rhea Ripley for a main event, or Io Sky for that matter, actually, or both of them for like a triple threat, you know? If you need them out of the tag title picture, you can do a title change a bit further closer to WrestleMania and still do like... I really think the multi-woman ladder match is happening this year. I think they've done a good enough job with this division. Yes. I think like Charlotte and Alexa fit nicely into it. The Bellas fit nicely into it. Mm-hmm. Raquel and Roxanne potentially, like the Kabuki Warriors. It's a good field.
Sol Ruka and Zarya.
Yep. As long as they can just get their bloody heads together. Like, there's a stacked field potentially for a women's tag ladder match to take that spot that so often...
Iconics.
Well, no, they're going to be busy in AEW, of course. They're debuting a Grand Slam this weekend.
Mad that.
We don't know that, by the way. That's just a dumb prediction I said to make Cedric feel bad on the Grand Slam preview. The division has been sold as this super competitive. WWE pushing it, right? They want you, if you don't think it already, they want your brain to go, whoa, what a cool bunch of tag teams, and it's really competitive right now. That feels WrestleMania coded to me.
It's the strongest it's felt since genuinely WrestleMania 35.
Yes. Yes, I agree.
Look what happened there.
I agree.
But honestly, I really like that as a booking thing. It's like, yes, it's sort of a cheat code to get everyone on the card, but you can't argue that they don't merit it.
They're all over.
Nia and Lash are an awesome team.
Yep.
Charlotte and Alexa, whoever put this together deserves a medal.
Yep. Because
considering where Charlotte was this time last year.
And what was Alexa Bliss's ceiling after the return pops and stuff. I agree.
They're sort of, they're mates, but they're not mates, and they're going to break up eventually, but not yet.
No.
Rhea and Io, I get it. If you want to do a singles match, it's always there, those two. But Raw's women's title picture's kind of sewn up, I'd say now. You don't
looks solid, doesn't it? Stephanie Vaquero and Liv Morgan. Looks good for that.
So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's another match I'm saying that you could do no finish to build towards something bigger towards Mania, but that's quite a lot on this card, I've just said.
One of these... Maybe I've looked at this the wrong way around. Maybe it's a tag match that gets no finish and the singles match does. They couldn't do two non-finishes, could they? I'll say RHIYO retain narrowly, and it's a really cool finish, like Rhea Ripley, Riptide's Nia Jax.
Wow.
And the idea is that, that Nia and Lash can, like, rise back up after this. They'll recover from this, and they can come again, and it's not anything...
You could see the way Lash was booked in the Rumble, you could see a title change easy.
Massively protecting the finish last week. They did that, so she was, like, clotheslined over the barricade, so she was literally physically out of shot when the finish takes place. That's that wrestling code for... Oh, when we show the highlight packages, she's not even anywhere near it.
Yeah, it was obviously Chelsea Green, it was Tiffany Stratton and so on. It does not matter. Don't think about that.
That stuff that is put in for a reason, So a title change is totally viable. I can't see it right now because of that report. Like, what are we doing? Like, well, that's your jobs. Not to Roy Keane, this bitch, but like, it's your job.
I saw Charlotte Flair's name associated with that. I was like, not her.
What, to go into the title picture?
It was like loads of names being considered. Tiffany Stratton, Charlotte Flair. No.
You fed that one, Charlotte Flair.
Yeah, I've been talking to people backstage. Loads of names have been thrown out. My name apparently has come up. Have I mentioned that?
My uncredited source was heard to say, I'm thinking, woo, the Queen, woo, Charlotte Flair, woo.
I was Laura Valkyria. But honestly, yeah.
Her and Bailey, they can do the tag match as well.
Yes, exactly. Like we were talking about in the news, me and Andy, and I was like, at this point, chuck Sol Ruka in there. Might as well.
Can we talk about somebody that will not be competing in any women's match at WrestleMania, and for that matter, any form of women's athleticism for the next few months? And that is the poor Diamond, who looked to me like she was going to get David boosted in that game of Powerball.
I warned you, didn't I? It's Gladiators,
oh my God.
chat, ladies and gentlemen.
Do you feel the power? That was a close call, wasn't it?
Someone fell into Diamond's leg.
A contender and a gladiator.
To bend it the wrong way, almost.
What is basically a gladiatorial version of rugby.
Don't like that game.
Powerball. I have mixed feelings on it.
Either have 4 gladiators or 2 gladiators. 3 gladiators, it does not work because one person gets an unfair advantage.
But do they not switch? Have you not noticed them tactically switch up sometimes?
Yes, but by that point, someone's gassed.
Yeah, you're not like, if it's at the 15
Just have
second
one-on-one,
mark.
it's... Guys, you've already struck gold with Everest.
No, do you know why I think it exists as it does? This is going to shock you, Wilbourn. I think they've tested these games. And I think the 2-on-2 favours the contenders too much, and the 4-on-2 makes it completely redundant. So I think they've come up with the only way where there's an even, like... Yeah, I agree with you about the fairness problem. What I don't like about Powerball is the sort of... It's a frustrating... You know how we've talked about this before? The Olympics should feature... And I'm telling you, you would like snooker if this was the case. Sports in general should feature amateurs more because it highlights
give you a base level.
what the elite actually looks like. Like if you watched, if you were playing a snooker player and then you watch it back on TV, Jesus Christ, what are they doing to me, right? You would understand the skill of it or whatever. I think like Powerball, it's the one kind of sport or athleticism ever, and I mean ever, that I've watched and gone, why'd you do that? I've never watched wrestling and thought I want to do it. I've never watched football and thought, well, I could do that better. Darts, snooker, none of it, right? I think there is a mentality that I've never had and never will. I'm not a competitive person. I would stand by that box and just lob.
Yeah.
I'm not running at all. The amount of times you see a ball like bounce off the rim from like a moving throw, you just need a standing solid base.
Your basketball knowledge is coming into it. You'd... Three-point that bitch.
Nitro's got a good vertical leap on him. You know, when he comes out and does his entrance and he like nearly hits the ceiling of the Sheffield Arena.
Harry Akinzariki or something.
I think what a leap. But the rest of them, just get that ball in the air. They're lovely little, go on. You're looking at how hot he is.
No, I'm looking, he's the same age as me.
Oh, yeah.
He looks incredible.
Yeah, he looks like 10 years younger than you, sorry.
29th of August, 1988. Thanks, Harry.
Nitro, what are you, 37, 38?
37. So I'm 37 till I'm 38, thank you.
That is nuts. Nitro looks about 25.
Yeah, I'm taller than him. Get in.
So I win.
What's he ever done apart from, represent his country Olympics-wise?
And he's a shoot gladiator.
Can run 100 metres in 10 seconds.
We can all do stuff in 10 seconds. Happy Valentine's. And she will think a Nitro while it's happening.
10 seconds sounds generous, doesn't it?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah, actually.
Come on. Don't lie to your listeners, mate.
I'm just selling for the last 3. It's happened.
I need to get Eric into... I'm scared to get Eric into Gladiators' epic pranks because I'm not a fan of pranks per se, especially when it teaches my child. This is funny.
No. Pranks stink. I don't... Pranks, did pranks ever really happen? Or was it one of them things that, people talked a lot about pranks and then, you kind of... The mythology grew, Did a lot of people put cling film on the toilet bowl? Or was it just that sort of thing that one person did it once and it got spoke about across generation and generation and generation for the outcome of what? Like a messier toilet.
Feels like I'd notice as well.
Yeah.
Blatantly obvious. Maybe we should do it. Should we do it at WhatCulture Towers?
On all the work toilets.
Yeah, let's see if we can get somebody.
So he gets got by it.
I feel like you have some sort of dark history with pranks. You specifically, Wilbourn.
I remember.
I imagine you were a prankster, and then one day either a prank went too wrong, or someone got you too good, and you have decided pranks are bad. Because that doesn't add up at all.
I do remember feeling very awkward when, when you figure out a prank, someone's trying to prank you. But, it was when I worked on the breakfast show on the radio station.
Mm-hmm.
And we were going to, we had, a big work party planned near Christmas. And he was like, everyone's dressing up in Christmas, like an elf or whatever. Dressing up as, I'm dressing up as Santa and to make sure you come in fancy dress. And they weren't, obviously. It was the whole, oh, we're going to the darts and we're all dressed as Smurfs. We'll come and pick you up on the corner of the road. You're dressed as a Smurf. We're all just in normal clothes. It doesn't really matter because you're going to the darts. Everyone dresses up. So if anything, you're the dickheads. But the reason I found out that prank was happening was because this presenter was nice to me for the first time in a year. So I was like, you're being too friendly here.
Yeah.
He was like, all right, mate, you still coming on Saturday. Great to see you. Don't forget to wear your costume. And I was like, you've been horrible to me for the entire time we've been colleagues.
Well, and this is the thing, right? Was the prank consistent with that behaviour? And does this bring us back round to, like, how much of pranking is bullying?
Yes.
And how
I think
much
that's the thing.
And how much of pranking is a joke? Like,
There's no bullying on Gladiators. It's just epic pranks.
Gladiators, epic bullying. Imagine going to schools and just like...
Giants put someone in a headlock and giving them a wee.
Some kid goes home crying, what happened? Sabre took my dinner money.
I say we can take anything. I don't care.
Should have picked a different Gladiator.
Yeah. Well, no. Electro.
Well, yeah. They're all tens, aren't
Which
they?
would be your, if you, gun to your head, you've got to at least try and win one of the games.
I wondered where you were going there.
Sorry, yeah, I didn't realise what I was saying there. Mine's the Wall, by the way. That's Wall, brother.
He's not my cup of tea. Well, I've got to win a game on Gladiators.
The one you stand the best chance of.
Probably Eliminator. Nah, I'm taking the piss.
We can still go. We can still go. We can get work to pay for this. We talk about enough on this podcast.
Yeah.
That thing that's going down at the NEC or wherever in Birmingham, we can go. We can film it for the channel. Nicholas would love that, a day trip with me and you. Huh? Busy, innit? Busy guy.
Busy.
What?
When is it?
I think it's the
Oh,
entire...
I can't go.
The entire of May, yeah.
Sorry, mate, yeah.
That is a really good question. See,
I would do that. Of course I would. If it was just some work thing and just come film it. And as long as they're paid.
Actually, scratch that. How's your schedule from the 2nd of May to the 31st of August?
not amazing.
Not ideal, that. I mean, I'm not going for the whole thing. Go for one day, though, couldn't you?
Yeah. Okay, your options are The Wall, Hang Tough.
God, no.
The Duel.
No.
Unleash.
God, no.
Or The Eliminator.
I'd have to take on the Eliminator. And I wouldn't want to... This is the point. Again, evidence of what I was discussing earlier on. I have watched Gladiators, this run, and the 90s run, and never once thought, I could do that. And you put me on the spot with this question. I've never considered it. It would have to be the Eliminator. And I'm not doing it against anybody.
I think you'd beat me in an Eliminator.
It's me versus me in the Eliminator.
But if you and I did it...
No, I wouldn't. You know why I wouldn't, right?
I couldn't do the monkey bars.
I'd be stuck at the rope. Right?
Well, you can bring a ladder out. That's probably okay.
Yeah, come on. I know it's Christmas, but come on.
I know you're a celebrity. Don't celebrate afterwards.
That, like, I don't love the idea of having to get over that very first fence. You know where they go up and over? It's like, they make that look easier than it is. You know that. And they take a hell of a bump on hoping that it rolls you over because it's got that, like, that rolling. Come on, gravity. I couldn't climb the rope. Done. I'm just hanging stationary on the monkey bars. Can't move. Can't get an out.
That one where they used to have to... They don't do that
the
anymore,
hand
the
bikes,
cycle
yeah.
one. Yeah,
Never been able to do monkey bars, so I couldn't do that. The cargo net would take me like 45 minutes.
I'm scared.
Like, I'd do it, and you know the technique is you've got to go like that instead of like climbing like that. But it'd still take me ages. Zip line's too high.
Yeah, I always think like, what have you just dropped?
Yeah, it looks like it, you know, I know there's padding everywhere, but it looks pretty dangerous, doesn't it? They don't put the hand in the handles or anything.
I feel like it's not reminded enough that when they get to that balance beam, that's a balance beam that's pretty tough, like up and down and sideways and what have you. You are knackered. You've done a day's worth of
shattered.
Events.
Yeah, you're absolutely goofed.
And then now just run up an escalator backwards.
Yeah, mentally you've got the travelator to think of as well.
How slow would they make that for us? I think they'd put it as an escalator.
Just stand on it.
So yeah, we're going to do that.
We'll do the Eliminator.
Guest join us sometime between May and August.
Brian Weddig, seeing as you may find yourself now putting our heads on Gladiators' bodies doing the Eliminator together, he flagged up with me something that oddly has come up in conversation in the WhatCulture office this week. He mentioned something about Matt Cardona's McDonald's order. And
on it,
I believe that it was something to do with Matt. You know, it's like wrestlers have cheat days that the likes of, like, if we had that, we'd go into like some sort of food coma. But they're constantly turning weight into muscle. They're just like super fit. They know their bodies. They understand food and all that kind of stuff.
WWE's Matt Cardona is fully pregnant when he orders McDonald's. This is the headline.
That's a good start. Has it got his actual order here?
If you're going to get McDonald's, you can't be half pregnant. You've got to go all the way. So I get a Big Mac meal, fries, drink, double quarter pounder or double cheeseburger, 20 nuggets and a McFlurry.
Now, yes, that's, whoa, what a crazy wrestler thing. I run that pretty close as my standard. We talked the other week, didn't we, about 100
nuggets.
100 nuggets, which I think I could do. These podcasts go around an hour, if Nicholas is lucky. And
I'm never lucky.
no. And I wonder if I could eat him over the course of a podcast.
Eat me. What the hell did I do?
Could I devour Nicholas over the course of the podcast? If he just switches off from our bollocks that much, would he notice, oh, was my arm gone? Hamflett's eating it. If, in a Dynamite review, Sid would hate this. It'd be brilliant.
Oh, my God.
If I wasn't required, nobody cares about my takes. I'm just there to try and be a bad influence on.
Sid, all this really good analysis.
Yeah.
Just...
I'm just here to distract you, typically. Like, 100 nuggets on that table. Sidge. It's like, do you know what it would be? You know that thing we've been talking about, that weird phenomenon of videos where kids have no attention span. So on one side, you've got the actual video, and on the other, it's the industrial crusher crushing marbles or whatever. Our version of
Why
that
do they
is...
put glass things in there? I
Why
want to
not?
see them get squidged. I want to see shatter.
Squidge. You said that was chewing gum the other day.
Spidge, we said.
Spidge. Like, the nog end of that bread's a bit spidgy.
No, we'd never say that.
Well, you know... Spidge. Come on, Chesterfield.
Making words up.
Anyway, I think I should eat 100 nuggets while Sidge talks about Dynamite.
I agree.
Well,
And if it gets us one step closer to getting that, I need the Monica one, apparently, Annalise said. So unfortunately, we're going to have to go back to McDonald's at some point.
Sorry, yeah, Matt Cardona's McDonald's order. Like, where are you at with that? Because I brought up in the office the concept of the buffer burger, and Ewan Patterson was initially in shock and has since ordered one and now gets it. It took all of like 4 days. Yeah. Like I mentioned how I'll get the meal of choice, but at least an extra burger is happening as a result. I mean, put me and you next to each other and you can see why one person's made that choice and one person hasn't for their adult lives. But like, sometimes I'll pick chicken selects.
Have you ever passed out on a treadmill, though? That's the real quiz. That's the question.
That day will come. Yeah.
You get chicken select. I will say...
So the burger feels like I'm allowed. You know what I mean?
I don't think I'd get it in with like a burger meal. I think that's the thing.
No, I do that as well.
Yeah.
McSpicy, but it's chicken. I get the McSpicy and then I get the chips and the drink and then I'll get a double cheeseburger.
I like the little mini burger that, I'm not sure if they still do it even, that KFC used to do. So I'd get like a bucket and then be like a little burger to go with that, obviously.
They're really small as well.
Yeah. Like a little
99p.
amuse-bouche.
But do you...
No, I'll either go like...
I don't think that's nuts. Matt Cardona's, it's shocked out. It's a lot.
I couldn't do that. I'd feel very ill if I did that. But maybe on like a hungover Sunday, or I'm just feeling like Annalise is out, basically. And I'm like, well, no one's going to see this.
I can like... If the floor is vibrating.
Now with McDonald's, that's about 40 quid, that order.
Well, that's true. The cost of it is like McDonald's.
So that's a meal, 20 nuggets and a double cheeseburger, did he say, as well, and a McFlurry.
The McDonald's prices have gone out of control.
Although they've got a Milky Bar McFlurry that I saw. And I was like, well, what's going to happen there then?
Well, that'll only make you strong and tough.
Mm-hmm.
No, the floor is vibrating in such a way that I can feel Sidgwick bringing his hands to his face as I say this. But like the idea of getting ill, to me, is sort of
orgasmic
a prize for this. Like I would be glad of my sickness.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? I'd be like, this was good.
I'll get down with the sickness.
I did this. It's me. Look, it's the Chris Jericho heel turn. But I'm just looking at the mirror myself. I did this to you. Bang and smashing.
I regret nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard
that. You
that.
know that picture of the possum that like breaks into like a cake factory? You ever seen that?
No.
And they find him. He's like this. He's like in a cake box or something. You seen that, Nicholas?
I think
Google
so, yeah.
fat possum cake factory.
You got him.
I don't know. Let's find out what that comes up with before anyone else does that.
Is
there he is. Yeah, there's his first one. This possum supposedly ate. There he is. Look.
I thought you were talking about a cartoon. I didn't realise it was a shoot possum.
Yeah. Brian, add it to the list.
So yeah, The Rock, your fella The Rock.
Careful.
Remember those cheat day pictures?
Yeah,
that was an amount of food where you're a bit like, all right. I mean, you're a big liar for one.
Do you ever see him eat it, though?
No, of course not. He's a stinking liar. Just don't worship these people.
He's going to have to fix Mania, so I think you need to eat your words like this possum soon.
Oh, I'm so full on words about Rock. Yeah, I just didn't think Matt Cardona's McDonald's order was that out there, especially for like a big guy. That
when I see the Rock's cheat meals, I'm like, that's ridiculous. Like, I'd be violently ill before even I got halfway through that. I think I probably could do it. I just would require a bit of training.
Work your way up to it.
Yeah. Otherwise, I'd just be halfway through it and I'd say, I'm going to quit.
I'd maybe
be sick.
Maybe as a compromise, right?
How long have I got to eat it, by the way?
As long as you want.
Oh, yeah.
Enjoy
easy.
yourself. Oh, no. Actually, no. Let me pull that back.
If I had an evening.
No, I'm going to give you either side of that 12 p.m. So you can have like 12 till, say, 4 or
if I had SmackDown
9
to
till
eat
12.
that meal, I could do it.
That's perfect. Can you eat a big, fat McDonald's meal over the course of SmackDown? I say yes. I reckon I can do 100 nuggets.
Mackers and Smackers.
Right. This is a podcast now. We get Sidge in.
This is a podcast now.
We get Sidge in.
Is there any more SmackDown to go?
There's one match that we have to talk about, but we can be very quick because we both want this person to absolutely wreck the other dude.
Sidge comes in to review SmackDown with you as a special. He loves it anyway, and he wishes he could do it more.
I bet he's buzzing.
And I sit and eat 100 nuggets, and I bet I finish before you used to.
I don't know.
Yeah, what about
there's times when I ask him a question, and he just goes, "I wasn't listening to a word you were saying."
Yeah,
and it's
a fed one. But that would be the race, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Like what's quicker? Sidge browed out on SmackDown on me with 100 chicken nuggets.
Oh, Sidge, how good was this show? No. Oh, God, right, we're going to go straight into the first match.
Look, I think we'd be giving the people what they want. And me, mainly me.
Finally, then. You said you think there's going to be another Mellow Open challenge tonight?
I think he might take on Dragunov tonight, yeah. Like, he closed it last week.
I think the show's too stacked, genuinely.
Maybe now you said it, but it is 3 hours, and there's always that match that's like this, and it's...
Kit Wilson exists, so let's get him on the card.
Drink it in, all that kind of stuff. Obafemi again. Squashes him every week.
Squashes him every week. I quite like that. Oh, God, who is it this week? Not the same one. I'd like Oba to squash someone else, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe make a late charge for the chamber.
Yes, please.
If you want to just throw everything up, bollocks, but that's a hell of a rocket, innit?
Only thing was,
I think
you have to beat people in the chamber. That's the thing. You have to be careful who you're putting in there.
Yeah, but Brock could wreck him.
Yeah.
Come in and just cost him. Because that's the match I should have.
Yeah.
At Mania, I'd say.
Definitely.
Finally, very quickly, Trick Williams versus Rey Fenix.
Christ. Trick Williams in 3. Trick
Williams. We're back from the ads and the match is over.
Yeah. This was it not, Trick Williams' perfect debut match?
Yes.
Rey Fenix. And he pulled the tights to win.
He wins this because I think he should be in a qualifier next week.
Yeah. There is some serious, and I'm not just talking about, this is pretty good from NXT. Talking serious, WWE title adjacent momentum behind Trick Williams right now. I'm not convinced it can just last all the way until he actually wins a thing. I think there's always this reality where things level off a bit and everybody's excitement dwindles. That's normal. Recency bias is the best. You can just love something and then it's I've kind of had my fill of that for now. There is something happening, bubbling under with Trick Williams. They sent him out to be one of the people to talk down to Drew McIntyre last week. And I know Drew got to say, don't walk before you can run or whatever it was. But
Lemon Pepper Steppers, is it over?
Proper over. Trick Williams is proper over.
Me and Andy talked about him on the news today, and I was talking about book. We were talking about because there was a story about Dragunov and Miz from last week or something, and I said, "Oh look, let's be honest. No offense to the Miz and Dragunov, but it's not the match for Mello at Mania.
No.
If you're putting him on the card, which you should, in my opinion, it's Trick." And then I almost second guessed myself and went, "Oh, only the US title for Trick at Mania."
This is the thing, isn't it?
That's what you need to know.
This is the thing. He's not risen above it, but he's already feels like he's in that top tier. And it's how you approach that. If you give Trick Williams, or if you give the indication that Trick Williams is going to have a singles WrestleMania match in the way that wrestling works now, that will
Orton, for example.
Yeah, that will be the biggest sort of Sami Zayn, because they've not fully.
If there's any more of this stock I can sell, actually.
not fully paid off in a singles. A singles match on a WrestleMania, one of the nights, doesn't really matter. The idea is everybody knows what that means. It means that the company is with them. And if you know the company, if you are loving a wrestler and you are aware the company is with them, it feels amazing, doesn't it? Because you're like, oh, they agree with this hype that I feel. So we can all enjoy the rise. It's not just like, I love that guy. He's going nowhere. That like signal that you get sometimes. This is why this is feeling already so complete, and something big has to come Trick Williams' way. I'm not against the US title thing. I think I've suggested it from pretty much as soon as he arrived, because it's a nice thing for anybody that knows of their history, which you can easily repurpose into a WrestleMania feud. But there's got to be a sort of a booking with some conviction and commitment about Trick Williams, because you've got to let people know. You've got to basically tell them, oh, we're with him as well. I'm not saying you have to belt him up. I'm not saying you have to like just put him over the top star right now. But it's the same thing's happening with Obafemi. As long as fans feel like their support is being equaled by that of those in the back, they're going to keep supporting fans, back winners. This is like, wrestling changes in every conceivable way, but that thing doesn't. And I think with Trick, they're at that point right now, and it's super. When he comes out, you kind of like, you're borderline that just for what he's going to do. And this doesn't happen all that often. And he's living up to it, and he's taking pressure spots, and he's making it look easy. You know, I'm really excited about Trick Williams. Like, he's one of the things on the road to WrestleMania where it's almost as if like WrestleMania is a free hit as long as you just show willing. Like, I'm going to get you now. Money in the Bank is later this year.
I was thinking that
so
too.
Like, they've got way longer this year to carry him from WrestleMania to like being a guy that is nailed on for Money in the Bank. September, is it? Like, he'll be
just fresh off the back of that Cardiff show they're going to be running in August.
Looking forward to that. If he is the US champion by then, but the idea is Money in the Bank's in September, you're laughing, aren't you? That's like a whole year taken care of for Trick Williams, and then the subsequent year with the briefcase. Like, the only way is up. Don't let anybody doubt that that's the case between now and next Rumble. Like, you've got 12 months. Just keep him here for 12 months, and you cannot go wrong with him.
Money in the Bank and trickle down economics. Is that anything?
That really is something. You know, not a lot of people will care about the kind of neoliberal economical policy that ultimately made so many people poor, slashing terrible credit that we found ourselves in 15 years of austerity. But as a pun, it's exceptional.
And there we have it. Let us know your thoughts ahead of SmackDown tonight in the comment section, or on X at WhatCulture WWE. Watch, they can follow all three of us, sort of. You can follow Michael Hamflett at
hamflettx@gmail.com, or I'm also on Cameo.
You can follow our long-suffering producer, Adam Nicholas, at
I really need a wee.
You can follow me at Adam Wilbourn. Follow us all at WhatCulture WWE. And make sure you subscribe to WhatCulture Wrestling wherever you get your podcasts from for daily wrestling podcasts. Wrestle Culture coming your way later on today with a bloody good quiz, of course. If you want a preview for Grand Slam Australia, that is available right now. We'll be reviewing that show on Monday, as well as reviewing SmackDown, of course. But for now, this has been the SmackDown preview, where we've talked about, will Drew McIntyre even make it to WrestleMania? RHIYO defending the tag team titles, Trick Williams versus Rey Fenix, the WWE Women's Championship on the line, and who is heading to the Elimination Chamber?
The SmackDown preview. It's got all this, and fingers crossed, 100 chicken nuggets more.
We'll see you soon.